Let me order me some food right quick. Let me order me some food, okay? Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Alright. Okay, let's see.
Hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A. What's a good name for the order?
It's Queen.
I'm sorry?
Queen.
What can I get started for you today?
Yes, may I please have your number 3, please? The 12 count?
You said a 12 count?
Yes.
What's the drink?
Hawaiian punch.
Okay, anything else for you today?
Yes, I would like Polynesian sauce and ketchup.
Anything else?
That'll be it.
Okay, your total is 11.67 and I have you right at the window for that.
Okay, thank you. She didn't even say my pleasure. She didn't even say my pleasure, girl. She didn't say my pleasure, so I need me a free sandwich. Did y'all hear her say my pleasure? She didn't say my pleasure. I think that she's, I clocked that. Let me ask them. Yeah, whoever was taking my message, she didn't say my pleasure. So I'm gonna need me a, I need to get blessed. I believe it's like a free chicken sandwich. Let me see. Hold up. I'm gonna say, what's the rules? Yeah, hold on, because I was about to talk about Diddy, and I'm over here at Chick-fil-A, and this woman didn't say my pleasure. P. Diddy. Trial. And we'll be reviewing from Girl, Is That Legal? Simone. Girl, Is That Legal? Okay, so we're gonna pick up from, okay. It's Queen.
For Queen, I'm gonna be taking your payment. I'll just run you.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go one more time. Can you get your manager too?
Huh?
Can you get your manager for me?
Yep.
Alright. Because Miss Thing didn't tell me for my pleasure. She didn't say my pleasure. I didn't hear her say it. Yeah, when I ordered my food, I said thank you. And she...
Right here, baby.
Oh, okay. Hey, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Who was taking the messages, the orders?
Like taking the orders?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, it was somebody on the inside.
Yeah, we have a couple team members inside.
Yeah, well,
doing
I said thank you, and she never said my pleasure.
Oh, I don't know if her headset might have cut off or not. Because I've been listening to them, and they definitely were saying my pleasure in there.
Well, I'm streaming live. I'm a content creator.
Yeah,
and my supporters didn't hear it.
Yeah, I'm
Neither
so sorry
did I.
about that.
You're supposed to give me a free chicken sandwich, right?
We actually don't do that.
Why is that?
That is, so I don't know where that originated with, but
well, Candy from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she made it a big deal. Maybe I should tag her in it.
Yeah, we just don't do it.
Okay.
So it's because I think it's just because each Chick-fil-A is like independently owned.
Okay, so are they supposed to say it?
Yeah, like we're all supposed to say my pleasure. That's like a corporate decision. But like the chicken sandwich thing, like that's something like very few stores do.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
So how do I make a complaint against that? Because I did feel a little unwanted.
Yeah, so whenever you get your order, you should get your receipt with it as well. And on there, it'll give you the information on where to like make a CARES comment, and that's where you would put that in.
Okay, so because you don't do it, I'm going to go ahead and drive on off.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to get my money today, sister. No, ma'am. Sorry, y'all. Y'all not getting my money today. I didn't feel appreciated. And she didn't seem like she was concerned into making it better by any means necessary. I'm about to go shop somewhere else. I'm going to go and take my money somewhere else. Where else do I want to go? Okay. Because I've got the luxury to go where I want to go. I think that we're going to go to Whataburger. Okay. We about to run on the Whataburger, girl. I don't know what type of customer service she thought that she was giving us. We didn't like that customer service. We don't want to spend our money somewhere else. And they already done made the food. Well, that ain't our problem. Y'all should have been nice. Okay, we would have bought it. No, I need some dignity and respect around here. While I'm out spending my money, I need somebody to respect me. Okay? RESPECT. Respect me. Okay? Yeah, so we're going to go on over here. And let me see. What do I want to get from there? So we're going to try Whataburger out. Ooh, a nice burger. They got onion rings. Oh, we supposed to be reviewing this damn live. Okay, y'all, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm all over the place. That just threw me way off. See, when I'm out and I'm getting me some food, like, the vibe just got to be right. You know, because when I sink my mouth up into that food, I need it to be filled with love and dignity and respect. And sweetheart, you need to use your brakes. Okay, where we going? Okay, come on, sister. Come on, sister. I need to get my lashes. I actually like those little lashes that I had on yesterday, child. Yes. Ooh. We about to get us some food. Yes. Alright, y'all. Okay, let's see what we want. What do we want, y'all? I know I want some onion rings.
Thank you. The water will go whenever ready.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Y'all see that? That's respect. Let's see. What do we want? Okay, may I please have your chicken strips, the number 13?
Number 13?
Yes. May I please have onion rings instead of fries, please?
You want any dipping sauce?
Yes, please.
What kind?
Sweet and spicy.
What would you like to drink?
I'll have a root beer, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else I can for you?
I would love to have a old nasty piece of apple pie.
I can right here.
An apple pie.
An apple pie? Anything else?
Yes, that's it.
You want any ketchup sauce? You want any ketchup, salt, and pepper?
I would love all that.
This will be $12.89.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, see how she said you're welcome. See, now that's the respect that I need. That's the respect that I need. I need people to say thank you and act like you got some manners around here, okay? Because I'm just not gonna be said. We're not doing that. I need to feel like a star when I'm coming through your drive-through. Now I'm more than happy to get this woman my money, okay? I'm just trying to get my stuff so I can go home, so I can relax. Okay. Where is the damn card at? Okay, there we go. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this ditty. All right. This is we're gonna be reporting from Simone. I want to start. Oh. Okay, so we'll start right here. Diddy defense slaughters balcony's girl witness. Okay, here we'll start right here. Oh no, actually
like,
we won't start
they
right
called me
there.
for the nomination. I was like, oh, they're like, yeah, you've been
So
nominated
we'll do
as
this.
class favorite. I was like, what is?
Okay, so this one right here. This live is from the trial. Diddy told me to sleep with them or lose 10K a month. Okay, so let's get into it. Shout out to
when we broke up.
Shout out to Attorney Simone. Girl, is that legal? If you guys can follow her on YouTube, I'm gonna tag her whenever I'm back and I'm situated. But yeah, we're gonna be listening to her right now.
You know, you
And
couldn't lie.
trigger warning, we're going to be talking about survivors. We're going to be talking about trauma. This is to educate my people. This story of this trial has been very heavy with me. I've had personal things going on in my life, and now I have time to talk about it.
Pay my rent. This is one of the things this doofus said. She is a doofus. This doofus
What'd she
got
say?
up there and said that there was a time that they had broken up. And then when they broke up, he said, well, no. She was telling him, I don't want to do these hotel nights, which is the same version of freak offs. She said, I don't want to do these anymore. And Diddy said, all right, well then let's just break up. Okay, but he said, let's just break up. But if we break up, I'm not paying your rent. So I'll pay 3 months of your rent, but after that, you're gonna have to pay your own rent. Well, this doofus decided, he offered her, he told her, what allowance would you like? She said, I want $15,000. He said, I'll give you 10. She said, okay. Do you know this doofus? Mind you, she already said her only sources of income were being somebody baby mama, and I'm not gonna say who, somebody baby mama, and the money that Diddy would give her. And this girl takes 100% of her Diddy allowance and says she wants the nicest, fanciest $10,000 a month rental home she can get in LA. You doofus. How selfish. You have a responsibility to take care of your kid. And she hates her baby daddy. And don't get me wrong. Let us know in the chat. Shake your ass real loud in the chat if you hate your baby daddy. There's nothing new there. That happens. But if you hate your baby daddy and you got the opportunity to get a $10,000 a month allowance from someone, I think it'd be a more responsible thing as a mother to say, all right, maybe I'm going to take $5,000, get me a nice place in LA, and take the rest and put it away for a lonely day. Maybe I need to hire a lawyer. Maybe I get into it with my baby daddy. I hate him. I don't want to be dependent on him. She wanted to do every fucking thing but work. She'd work her mouth. But she didn't want to get up and get a job. I'm talking about this lady on the stand and pissed me.
So listen here. When they are speaking like this, yes, some of the ladies are going to have... Okay. Some of the ladies are definitely coming out and telling their stories, and we don't get the right to tell them how to tell it. I mean, what would you do in that situation? Sometimes we got to ask ourselves, what would we do in these situations, right? And thank you. And we have to ask ourselves, what will we do in these situations? Thank you. All right. Have a great day on purpose. And we also have to ask, what type of individuals were around. Yes, ma'am. Okay. What type of individuals were aware of these individuals been in these relationships, and what were they saying? You just gotta ask yourself sometimes, because it may not make sense to you, but yeah, it's a lot. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Off today, because she is really making true S-traffic women and women who got knocked in the head and knocked in between the wash and dry like Cassie did look like they're not true victims.
Oh.
Buy a house, $10,000 a month. Buy a house. Why are you leasing anything, you doofus? But literally, I felt the testimony. I said, girl, this ain't what you think it's gonna be. She testified that Diddy was manipulative, and that when she would articulate she didn't want to have the freak offs no more, he'd say, okay, well then you want to break up. But if you want to break up, I'll pay 3 more months of your rent. But after that, I'm not paying your rent. Yes, you didn't want to stop that much. Listen, at the end of the day, you were a prostitute. That's all it was. You were a prostitute. And now you're mad. You got arrested. By the way, she never broke up with Diddy. She stayed with this man all the way until the day he got arrested. I think those were her hooker heels and her teddy hanging up in the closet when the feds came and got them, as well as the pink powder. Because remember, when the federal investigator came in and testified as to what was found in the hotel room when Diddy was arrested, it was substances, and then on cross they elicited it was also women's clothing, women's shoes, women's stuff in there. It might have been hers. I don't know. She also testified though to a lot of y'all, and y'all not gonna get me put out this courtroom now. I'm not going to confirm or deny who it is. All I can go by is the testimony that was elicited, because that testimony is it's a public transfer, public record. But here's what I tell you. This is what they better come up with tomorrow. Okay, so today they talked about how Diddy wanted to watch. So things were fine for the first 3 months. First of all, this girl Shake your Astroglide. She has no conscience. Let's start there. She has no conscience because she opened up. How did she meet Diddy? She had a bestie. She had a homegirl who invited her to Miami to celebrate the homegirl's birthday while on the yacht. And the homegirl was dating Diddy. Oh, thank you so much for that super chat. Ooh, thank you so much. And we're going to show. There we go. Thank you so much for that super chat. Hold on, let me see if I can put it back up. I really appreciate it. I'm doing this from my phone. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tamiko. It says, somebody is doing too much on IG. Let me see it.
Okay, here, let's
What's he doing on IG then? Girl, what's he doing on IG? I'm not speaking to it. I'm curious. What's he doing on IG, y'all?
Okay.
Thank you so much for this super chat. By the way, y'all remember.
Okay, so who they're talking about doing something on IG, they're talking about 50 Cent. So 50 Cent, y'all already know, he have a disdain for Puffy already. And he is going to rub this in his face any way that he can because he know that the Combs and everybody that's rooting for Puffy is going to be watching. So now he's giving them a show. That's the tea.
But he publicly had other girlfriends. And Diddy told her, he said, I'm dating other women. But she said she decided that she liked him so much, and they even said the I loves you, that for her, she was treating it like an exclusive relationship. So she wasn't with anybody else. I bet you're not. I bet you're not because of how much money that is getting paid. Now, also, here's how she met Diddy. Her homegirl invited her on the homegirl's birthday trip. It was the homegirl's birthday. And that homegirl was dating Diddy. The homegirl was dating Diddy. Diddy paid for the whole weekend.
So listen here. So you the homegirl. Your homegirl is there celebrating, and you got in the back of your mind that you're gonna steal her man. Cause you saw the lifestyle or the benefits that she was reaping. But you didn't really know the deep down shenanigans of those FOs. You feel me? Like, she didn't know those deep down situations of the FOs. She just thought that it was all glitz and glam and they gonna have a little fun and, you know, there are gonna be adult favors there. You get what I'm saying? Like, girl, I'm not victim shaming or victim blaming anybody, but I think it's a little radical when this woman said, this was her friend's birthday party. Like, girl, no. Hey, YouTube cameras. Hey, Cola James. How y'all doing? Good to see you. You said, who's that talking? Oh, that's attorney Simone. She has a channel on YouTube. Girl, is that legal? This is attorney Simone. She is actually in New York right now. She's covering the trial. Her, Mims, and of course y'all know Armand, he's up there covering the trial. So yes, y'all make sure y'all get over there. I'm gonna put her description in this video when I finish. But y'all, let's get into it. This is getting interesting.
Had everything laid out, pool party, dinner, all that stuff paid for by Diddy. One of the days was a yacht party. They go on the yacht, Diddy's yacht, because Diddy is dating her homegirl. And she ends up going to the restroom on the yacht. And as she does, Diddy is coming out. And Diddy is like, oh, you're really cool. I want to exchange numbers. This dunce, she does it. And then the whole weekend, throughout the weekend, like, they then have a movie night. One of the nights at Diddy's house, Diddy has a movie theater. While they're in the movie theater, Diddy is like with, you know, her girl. And Diddy is texting her like, hey, are you having fun? Are you having a good time? And she's like, hey, I feel kind of like I can't get to. Jesus is like fake, soft, innocent voice. It just works my nerves for real victims. I hope they get more into it tomorrow with some real stuff. Okay, as I slam the Astroglide. But basically, it was her homegirl's dude who flew them all out, who is paying for it all, and she sneakily gives her number to Diddy when no one else can see, when the homegirl can't see, and that's how she got him. Now, this was revealed that shortly thereafter, her homegirl, that same homegirl, got engaged to someone else. That was January of 21, I think is what it was. Yeah, it was like January of 21 is when that they met because of the homegirl's birthday or whatever. I could be getting my dates wrong, but January of 20, they met because of homegirl's birthday. Somebody said that's the Portia stuff. Ciao. Well, so then she said that when they met in that hallway on the yacht, that Diddy was like, we should come up with a code word.
Oh no. No, he didn't. So y'all listen to this. So this is
Bert.
really
Like,
okay.
I'm gonna call you Bert. She was like,
this is really taking a turn. Just imagine inviting one of your homegirls on a trip, right? And come to find out your homegirl is texting your boo thing, and he over here asking her, is she okay? Is she having a good time? How are y'all gonna feel about that? For one, I'm not even about to lie to you. He might get slapped into the middle of the damn, in between the washer and the dryer. I'm not even about to lie to you. He might be picking himself up off the ground. Let's keep it 100. All right, let's go.
You're Ernie. So they decided they were going to be Bert and Ernie. We're going to be their code words, and that's what they call each other. Bert and Ernie. Bert and Ernie. Y'all. Bert and Ernie. Bert and Ernie. I think he was Ernie and she was Bert. Bert and Ernie. Those were their little love names for each other. Yeah, so she just basically went around. She never talked. There was no physical violence that she's discussed. There was none of that. She did talk about having sex, but she talked about every time they would get together. So basically for the first 3 months of them being freaky together. So what happened was, what he did first is he love bombed her for like the first 3 months. How he did it is after, you know, her homegirl goes and gets married. So when her homegirl, or gets engaged, by her homegirl getting engaged, she felt that freed up Diddy, and now she could date Diddy. I bet you anything her and that homegirl ain't cool.
Listen here. That's why you really have to monitor and really like respect yourself and respect your relationship. I don't know. I'm always cautious with that because it happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? And I just say you just definitely got to protect your household, your relationship, everything. I mean, because people are unhinged. Some, not all. Let's go.
No more. And I wouldn't be surprised. That homegirl's about to tell it. Watch that homegirl be on Tasha K. Watch that homegirl be on Tasha K. Telling the story. Oh, but maybe not. She might not tell the story because she may not want the homegirl that's probably now married, may not want her current husband to know she was cheating on the current husband with Diddy. So maybe if the marriage is already falling apart, maybe that homegirl will speak. I don't know. But what Diddy then did is her birthday came up. And for her birthday, he flies her out to Turks and Caicos for 10 days. At the end of the trip, he gives her $10,000 for her time. She said they made love. They made sweet love. It was amazing. They exchanged I love yous. And this had been like in the first 3 months, y'all. It was talking about, I love you. I love you. Bert and Ernie, I love you. Child. So they did that back and forth. And then he's dating her, and it's perfect. Everything was perfect. And then they said, no, I think it was February, whatever her birthday was, whatever month that was, February. They said everything was good for like those first 3 months, and then comes May of 21. They said, what happened in May of 21? And she takes her little tissue. That was the first time he wanted to have a freak off. She thought it was going to be a one-off situation, but it came that 100% of the time after that they were intimate. After that first time.
But see, that's how it starts off for everybody. It starts off as one time, allegedly, and then it becomes repetitive. Okay, but let's just do it one more time. Or, you know, that first time, oh, well, it seemed like you enjoyed yourself, or I really enjoyed you. I want to see it again. Allegedly. Now we're going to skip a little bit forward. Let's see. Let's get into this. Jane Doe testifies, did he use money to force S work? Uh-oh.
Thank you so much. MD gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, MD.
Thank you, MD. All right, y'all, let's get into it.
Her 2 sources of income are child support and Diddy. So you know what they've been to ask her on cross? So tell us how much you get for child support. Oh, she's going to be like, not want to say, right? She's not going to want to say. Go ahead. You're going to have to tell everybody how much you get for child support. And only one of 2 things will happen. She's going to get, I guarantee you, this woman, based on my understanding of her baby daddy or whatever, this lady gets between $7,000 and $12,000 a month, would be my educated legal guess as an attorney. I'm not outing her. I'm not sharing any new facts. And so this they got to bring up. They're going to bring up. They have to. She already brought it in there because she said that was her income source, and she said she felt manipulated by Diddy to keep doing these freak offs, or else he wasn't going to pay her $10,000 a month rent. First of all, again, this jury is not going to understand you having $10,000 a month rent. But then they're going to say, well, how much child support were you getting? And when this lady gets on that stand and says that she's getting, but anywhere.
Oh, so that's the old friend. Remember the friend that has started dating Diddy after her friend got married? So we're still on her. So this is Jane Doe.
Between $7,000 and $12,000. How y'all think that working class jury is going to view that? Oh, you felt coerced? That wasn't enough for you. You got to lay on your back and get 7 to 12. You're gonna have a disconnect with the jury. Does that make sense? Hold on. Child support will tell it won't tell you who's the daddy, but it'll give you, oh, who's the baby daddy? No, well, the documents will, but they won't put those on the screen. Nothing's wrong with living reasonably, but I think there are some people that would say a $10,000 a month house isn't reasonably. That's wanting to live very comfortably. They have to be sitting on something good. They have to be. I refuse to believe Comey, the female Comey on the prosecution, or I keep forgetting her first name, is very bright. Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney who initially charged Diddy, is brilliant. Now, to be fair, though, when they initially charged him, there was only 1 count of S trafficking, and that was cast. I believe they did not add Gina. It wasn't Gina. No, Gina's not doing sex trafficking. They did not add Jane's charge until after Damian Williams, the initial U.S. attorney, left and someone else took over this case. So my point is, if she gets up on that stand and tells them, oh, she felt coerced. Here, follow me here. If she gets up there and says that she's getting $7,000 to $12,000 a month in child support, yet felt coerced because financially she couldn't survive on that, she will lose this New York City jury. Because there are some of those people on that jury that don't make that from getting up and going to work every day. And they sure don't receive it in child support. Somebody said 10K is not normal living in LA. Yeah.
But listen here, no matter what we're talking about, you have to prove this to the courts. All right, so let's get into this. This is from today, and this is like from earlier this morning. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it.
I break down celebrity cases on YouTube here at my channel, Girl Is That Legal. Now, remember, as you're listening to me, I have not, quote, picked a side. People are like, oh, you need to pick your side. No, you at the wrong place, baby. That's not what I'm here for. I am telling you from a legal perspective, as an attorney who has done this type of work, right? Hey, Dennis, how are you doing? of, as an attorney, I'm telling you the holes, the strengths, the weaknesses, so that you guys can be the jury and you guys can make a determination on how, hit that like button as you come in, on how this testimony is going. So with that understanding, let's go back to Jane Doe's testimony. So what I just wrapped up, if you're joining us now, is that it looks like KK may not actually be taking the stand because they were trying to get in evidence of her text message string, and it's been a knockdown, drag-on fight between the government and the defense. And the only reason it would be that difficult to get in a text string is if the person on is if none of the people on that string are coming to testify. So if KK ain't coming to testify, that would be why they'd have trouble getting in. If she is coming to testify, they could simply wait until she's on the stand, show her the text message string. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense in the chat. Hit that like button. All right, now going back to Miss Jane Doe. Y'all, let me just get to it. In the end, the challenge the prosecution is having is we now had about an hour and a half to 2 hours of testimony yesterday. And this morning we had, it was solely Jane Doe this morning. And the evidence of what they're calling coercion is extremely weak. So weak that my concern is that it's going to water down even the stronger evidence that's there for Cassie. Now, here's why. One of the strongest pieces was this morning. There was audio that was played in the court, audio from one of their hotel nights. She called them hotel nights. In Cassie's instance, they called it the free calls. And in the audio, you hear Jane basically saying that she wanted to use a condom. And Diddy is saying, oh, girl, you need to take that D. What you worried about a condom now was the gist. So in other words, he's coercing her to be intimate with this male hooker without a condom.
Y'all get into that. Because when you talk about money involved, and it gets, like I said, trigger warning, this is not going to be cute. Like this testimony and these witnesses that are coming out, you all. It's a lot. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't mean S trafficking though. It says that doesn't mean S trafficking. S trafficking has to be using coercion or threats to force someone or to get someone to do something against their will. Here, honestly, what we've heard is that she really, really loves Diddy. I mean, this woman loves Diddy down. Do y'all know they were together up until the day of his arrest? She was not leaving this man. And what it really sounds like, y'all, is that she knew he had other girlfriends. She wanted to be the last woman standing. She continues to refer to him as my partner, my lover. She loved this man. And that her strategy was to be the last woman standing and that he would then settle down with her perhaps one day. Now, how do you get there? You got to make all of his nasty little fantasies come true. And that's what she was focused on doing. I'm not seeing a level of coercion that in any way would bring this over to the S trafficking. Now, there's more days of testimony. We are just on the morning. So I'm just talking about what happened this morning. Hold on, let me read this. It says, hey, everyone.
So let's get into it because Young Miami was one of Diddy's girls. Young Miami has been out here on record saying that she's a whore. So I'm trying to figure out, will Young Miami be brought up in this case? Or are they leaving that juicy part until the end? You see what I'm saying? See, the prosecution, they got so much information and they just might be saving that until the end, y'all. Let's listen to a little bit more.
To confirm the prostitution. Here's the challenge with her drug distribution evidence. And, I've said from the beginning, I felt like drug distribution was one of the things that they had good evidence of already, just by Cassie's testimony, the prior staff's testimony. The problem here is she said a key word that is problematic to the drug distribution with respect to a RICO. She said she had a rule, no drugs. In other words, hold on. It's New York City. We got noise, y'all. We got noise. Hold on. Sorry about that. So here's the problem. She said regarding the drug distribution, she had a rule that was no drugs, meaning the S workers that were there to service her and participate with her could not take drugs. You guys, this creates a strong counter argument for the defense that says, well, then these drugs were for personal use, because that meant the only people using them were you and Diddy, not the S workers. Do you follow me? You follow where that creates a hole? Yes, the prosecution can still say, yep, we have her testifying to the various drugs. She even testified to going, picking up a package for Diddy and bringing it to him in Miami that had a bunch of substances in it. So there's no doubt that she absolutely has provided additional drug distribution evidence. But the challenge is going to be, yeah, there you go. But the challenge is going to be when the defense is then saying, well, hold on, but that was just for you and Diddy. And wasn't it just the two of you that would use those at your hotel nights? He wasn't distributing them to the prostitutes and things like that. So there's counter arguments on both sides. But I think overall, the challenge is going to be the coercion. We're going to need to see more evidence. Now, there's more time. She's supposed to be on the stand for all of today, all the way till 5 o'clock. We're going late today. And she's going to be on the stand on Monday. But for right now, with what they have right now, they're kind of losing the jury. Because it's almost like get to the part where it's gotten physical and things like that. Also, a lot of the physical, some people are saying, well, in opening, they talked about physical things. That's true. But from what
But listen here, I want y'all to get into this. Now, get into
can
this.
automatically toggle and take you to a point of blackout so that you don't overdrink and open. That was real, that was raw. And I feel like it swung the jury. Because at one point.
All right, y'all, give me 1 second. Now, this is Queen Sheba. I'll be tagging everybody's content that I'll just be reviewing. I will not play the whole video. I'll just play like a snippet, and you guys could go over and look at the full video on your time.
And what's going on in that courtroom. And what happened in that courtroom today, I'm going to tell you this. It was extremely damaging to the defense, extremely damaging to Diddy. And what I mean by that, I do believe he is going to go to prison. I do believe he is going to go to jail. I want to talk about the witness for a little bit. The witness is credible. And I told you last night, she's the perfect witness. When we think about the other people that have taken a stand, for me as a woman, I didn't hear any ounce of accountability, because one thing that the defense was able to establish was consent, right? And I know some of you are emotionally charged about what that means, what that doesn't mean, if the women were groomed or not. But for me, it was really hard to get in line with some of the women that testified, because what I did not happen previously, no one took a level of accountability. Now, if you go back and if you've been following me, some of the things that
So listen, let's get into it. So what she's saying is some of the women, they have not taken accountability of their acts. And listen, don't run away right now, because she's going to break it down in a sense of where it makes sense. And shout out to Queen Sheba. We'll definitely, like I said, put her link in our description. Her and Girl Is That Legal, Attorney Simone. Red wine.
said is we have to keep in mind that everybody's goal in that courtroom is to win, from the defense to the prosecution to the key witnesses. Everybody's goal is to win, right? And when you come in there and you understand the assignment, you have to say, who do I believe? Who's able to take what they're saying and validate their claims and make it make sense? And to me, up until today, actually starting yesterday, nobody was able to do that, because I felt like nobody's hands were clean, and I truly felt like everybody did something that was damning to themselves. And you know, even some of the women, where I was like,
yeah, and we have to take a stance. You know, it's not about, you know, oh, a man or a woman. If somebody was in the wrong, we should be able to call them out, man or woman. Let's go.
okay, there are some instances of bad behavior, and there's some freakiness going on, and maybe you got roughed up a couple of times. However, I needed to hear a level of accountability. And when I tell you Jane Doe has held herself to a standard that I have not seen from any witness, my heart goes out to her. She's credible, she's believable, she admitted to all of her wrongdoings, including the consent. And at one point, the prosecution asked her, how come you continued to engage in these behaviors even when you didn't want to? And she broke down on the stand because she says, I'm not sure, I'm still processing it. And she completely lost any and all control over her emotions. And for me,
well, we got to look at it like this, because when they were doing these FOs, there was no protection when it was time for the slip and slide. There were no protection. And this scares me as well, because you don't know this person from Adam and Eve. And Diddy is over here allegedly coaching you to say, do him this way without the protection. Y'all, this is getting deep. And I really feel like this case is going to take a turn. Like I said, it's going to be an unpopular judgment, but let's keep listening.
that was real, that was raw. And I feel like it swung the jury. I feel like it swung the jury because at one point there was a juror that I felt like that was in line with Puffy, that had made a connection with Diddy. And I started to see and notice that his face changed. He seemed to be upset, uncomfortable. And at one point I saw him kind of staring off as if imagining. Now, I don't know what the man was thinking, but his wheels were turning. And I thought to myself, I wonder if he's imagining, man, what if something like that happens to my daughter?
And listen here, we've got to ask ourselves that. You know what I'm saying? When we are in here and we are dissecting this trial and things like that, we have to make it make sense. And like with Jane Doe today, coming up on the stage and being able to, speak about it and also share her raw, deep emotions and maybe even express something that she never thought that she would do. And this is another thing. We cannot victim shame. No matter who it is, whether we like them or not, I feel like innocent until proven guilty. I'll just say that. Innocent until proven guilty. Is going to be some things on here that's going to, trigger us or make us think or make us feel a certain type of way. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's still information coming out.
What if something like that happens to my daughter, right? I do believe they have a case against him now as it relates to RICO charges. I want to get into the thick of it as it relates to what Jane Doe was able to detail and depict, y'all. She did such a great job, even in moments where I feel like she should have called the timeout. She pushed her. She stayed there. And for me...
And listen here, shout out to all the survivors. There is a list of numbers in the description of this video. Make sure you take advantage of that. Trigger warning. This is fair use commentary. We are just only giving you a snippet of this informative video. And yeah, let's go.
As a woman, what this proves to me is, man, I feel like there's no hidden agenda. To my knowledge, she does not have a lawsuit. She's not looking for a payout. I feel like she's truly seeking justice. She never called the police. She never made any accusations of a crime that he committed against herself. But I do believe what she's trying to do is act on the behalf of the state in order to begin her healing journey. And at one point, what she began to do is she started to talk about the free costs. And this is where I say I feel like they truly have a case against him. Because let's establish a few things. Most women that we've heard testify, or we've had the opportunity to kind of jump in regarding the transcripts, they have admitted that there was a level of consent and even levels of pleasure, and they enjoyed it. And she came into the door and she was completely wide open. She was completely transparent. And she said, listen, there were times I really enjoyed it. I wanted it to happen. I felt exhilarated. I felt happy. I was happy to be there. But today, y'all, she took us on a completely different path. And this is why I say I feel like they've established a RICO charge. I feel like they've established the part with the enterprise. Now, this could change when I go back after lunch based on how the defense cross-examines the witness. But what happened is she gave such powerful testimony, y'all, that she would have to endure 18 to 20 hour free costs. 18 to 20 hour free costs. And when her body just couldn't take anymore and her body shut down, she gave a damning testimony that he fed her drugs to keep her up. He pushed her, made her keep going. Even when from a physiological state and a scientific state, she
All
could.
right, you all, we'll stop right there. But where we're going to stop at is, actually, let me go ahead and put Queen Sheba's and Girl Is That Legal, their channels, in this chat so you guys can go over and take a listen. Let me do that right now. Let's see. Okay, in here with us. Okay. So this is Queen Sheba's, and then I need to go over here and get I need to get Girl Is That Legal. Simone's channel. So these are the content creators that I had. We played some of their content today, and these are the ladies that are boots on the ground. They're actually in New York, with the boots on the ground. And so if you guys can go ahead and support them. Let me go ahead and drop Simone's. So here's Simone's. And then I also have those in the description as well. But when we talk about this Jane Doe that Simone was just on, that wasn't Simone. That was, well, Simone had talked about it earlier, but I'm talking about Queen Sheba, when she talked about how vulnerable that woman was and how she hey, Hypnotic, it doesn't work when you drop links on verticals. They're not clickable. Dang. You can only click the link on StreamYard in the chat. Oh, that sucks. Okay, I'll make sure I definitely put them in the description. And how are you, Hypnotic? I was looking for you earlier. Listen, Hypnotic, baby, when I tell you the content has been contenting, child, that lemon situation, child, is all over the place. You say you can only click the link in StreamYard. Absolutely. But they said this last victim, Jane Doe, she really set the tone in this case. They said that she's really set the tone in this case. And see, this is the thing. When you talk about somebody that has that much money and that much power, right? There's always going to be somebody in line, you know. I mean, it's true. You know, you're always going to have somebody in line waiting to sneak in and get them a piece. And that's just the name of the game. You know, you can't hate the player, hate the game. But when it comes to the essaying and all that, and now I don't agree with that, because I feel like everybody should have a choice in which if they're gonna participate or not. You know what I'm saying? But this is just a case that we're gonna have to continue to follow. But I just want to give you guys a little rundown and give y'all my spill on it, and before I go live later on. I had some shows set, so just bear with me. y'all been ripping and running all today, so we're definitely going to continue to keep this going and keep this in conversation because something needs to happen. And this is the thing. We are dealing with this Diddy case, and then we got some Diddy activity going on in the beach sector. Whew, child. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll catch y'all here in a little bit, okay? Thank y'all for joining. All right.